little bit.
Yep, so here we go, we are spawning in. At the bottom left is our red Zerg Triple L's Dabu.
And up in the top right-hand corner, it's our purple Protoss player from the team MCon. It's Dark Omicron? Dark Omicron?
Omicron, I think, is how you pronounce
Dark
it.
Omicron, alright.
Or it could be Dark Omicron. I like, I don't know. If there's no capitals, then I get confused. Where the letter starts.
It's tough, for sure. I really like to see, like, Blizzard letting us have some commas in there or something.
Spaces.
Help me pronounce it.
Full stops. Of course this is, I assume this is Dutch.
They're speaking something in a language that I don't speak, so...
Good luck, have fun, there we go. Bolly boom. Yeah,
we go. I got that
boom. Don't know what that means. Respect it. Yeah, okay.
Respect it.
I have no idea what's going on whenever they say these things. Usually you can see something like they say siege tank, and then they say something else in Dutch, and I'm like, okay.
You'll see like a big Dutch conversation, then you'll see Marines Imba or something.
Yeah, exactly. It was often like that. So this pylon on the low ground from Dark Omicron, he's gonna be,
It looks like Dabu is going for a pool first, which you have to do against Protoss, or if not, it's so easy to get cannon rushed and killed off like that, and you don't want anything like that to happen, so might as well build the pool first.
Yep, so... Okay, so yeah, build that pool first before you get in, sorry, starboard's being weird.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like...
Dark Omicron, he's gonna forge first, good. He's not playing too greedy.
Yeah, that's a good decision, because even if Daybreak is a pretty large map, it's easy for them to go for like some sort of 10 pool or whatever, to go in and kill off your Nexus as well, or just like a big Baneling bust, so it's probably good just to get the forge up first, get your cannon, all that kind of stuff.
And I mean, at the amount of time he delayed that hatchery, it's going to be worth it, because his Nexus is going down at the same time.
Yep, they're nearly the exact same time, so after Dabu, probably Scouts will probably go up to his fast 3 hatch, and it'll be pretty normal Wings of Liberty-esque PvZ, which is fun. It gets everybody to a very good spot all at the same time. So.
Yep. So there we go. Photon kind of going down front for Dark Omicron, and we're gonna enter a very passive state of the game now, where nothing really happens. But that is.
We have to find something to talk about up until about the 6 or 7 minute mark. So.
I don't like Daybreak. I'm bored of it.
Yep, I'm bored of it too. I'm so happy that they took it out of the ladder map pool. I mean, it had been in there for so long. I've played and casted on it so many times. I just really would like to see some new maps. So.
Yeah, new maps are key in StarCraft.
For sure. Pylon block.
Irritating, but not going to do too much. I mean, he might let it finish, but that 100 minerals could be better spent elsewhere, to be honest.
Yep, I think 2 Zerglings and a drone do DPS a pylon down faster than it builds, just barely. So probably just cancel it right there.
Okay.
That's the way to go. There really isn't any benefit from letting that finish with like 10 health, so you might as well just cancel it.
Yeah, it's a good cancel there. We got Cybercore going down. That hatchery Queen's coming out, injects, creep spread. Yada yada yada.
Yep, so the options that Dark Omicron is going to have here is he's either going to have to try to get some sort of a build that he can secure his 3rd base, which is pretty hard on Daybreak to secure, or go for some sort of 2-base all-in, say an Immortal Sentry all-in, a 7-gate Blink, yada yada yada, stuff like that, because we already know that Dabu is going up. He wants late game. He has 3 bases up right away. He's going to be building just drones for quite some time, so...
Yeah, and it's going to be key. Do you think what kind of tech do you think we would be seeing out of the Protoss here? Do you think he's going to go Twilight or Robo or
I really
Stargate?
like Robo on this map, just because you need to get something. I feel like either Colossus or Immortal are a really good way to secure this 3rd base. But Stargate tech is also really good on this map and really good in HOTS. So my guess would be that. I doubt it'll be Twilight because there really isn't any good blink area or anything like that. So that'd be my guess.
Ooh,
we don't see +1 attack on the Forge at all, so that makes me feel like it's not going to be some sort of 2-base all-in, which is good.
Yeah, that is good. I do like my games to go slightly later. I'm just waiting to see. There it is. There's your Robo right there.
All right, perfect.
Boom. Cool. So that mothership core is now going to go out and fly around the map.
You get a little bit of scouting off, just because at this point in the game, Zerg doesn't really have any anti-air. I mean, they have Queens, but the mothership core can kind of fly away from that, so you get a pretty free scout.
Yeah, and Roach one going down, so nothing too strange from the Zerg player either. It's panning out to be a very normal game. It's looking very Wings of Liberty with a Mothership core thrown in for good measure.
Oh, yep, it is. This Roach Warren is probably just defensive. I doubt he's just going to start popping a bunch of roaches and attacking, so... I really like to see what tech Dabu is going to pick. He could go up, like... He'll probably go up to Lair pretty soon if he doesn't already have it, and then that'll be the place where he chooses what tech he wants, either it be Swarm Hosts or Mutalisk or anything like that. It could be interesting for sure.
And Zerg with complete map control, he's got vision all around the Protoss base, knows what's going to come out, but still 15 roaches built just for good measure to protect himself in case any surprise stuff comes in.
Yep, and we do see +1 attack, a bunch of sentries being built, and an Immortal getting chrono boosted out of the Robo, so I was going to say it could be an Immortal sentry type thing, but then I saw the Robo was queued up with 2 observers, so probably not.
Yeah, it looks like he's just getting out for defense and he's going to take his third off this. But these roaches are good timing, and it looks like he might be wanting to go out and actually get a cancel on this.
I think that's a good idea for sure, because there's only a couple of sentries and 1 Immortal out, so it's gonna be hard for him to hold this third base, especially because he hasn't started to build that Sim City yet, where you have all the gateways and like cannons behind that, so that makes it easier to hold. But there isn't any of that right now, so he could easily go in and cancel off this third base.
Yeah, that Mothership core coming and trying to tickle that roach. But a lot of roaches and speedlings being made walking up the ramp without any force fields going down, just like,
there we go.
Oh, I guess I'll just walk in. Second force field does go down, but those roaches have been segmented off quite nicely. Immortal shields are down though, he's going for a snipe but can't quite get there. And he's got enough sentries to force field that he's actually just turn around and push through the third, and he's going to get cancelled on this.
Yep, he'll cancel out the third for sure. A couple Lings are coming in just to kind of poke around to this natural. That way Dark Omicron can't run around and help save his third base. He has to deal with these Lings, or else they'll run into his main. But now the Roaches and Lings are coming up this ramp, and the force field is just a little off.
Oh
but
god, and he gets the Immortal there, so Dark
that's so
Omicron's
bad.
in trouble here.
Another Immortal is coming out, but I don't like the fact that he's fighting out in this open. He needs to get back behind his wall. Well, I guess he can probably fight these Roaches and Lings now, but I think that was good for Dabu, for sure. He canceled out the third base, he killed off an Immortal, he kind of caused some general havoc, so it's a good thing to do as Zerg.
Yeah, it is, and he's got more Lings streaming across the map just to supplement this army here. Looking to finish walling off that ramp, but Dark Omicron really needs that third up. He's building a Twilight Council now, but without the economy behind us, he's on the clock here.
Yes, he can't just stay on 2 base for forever. I mean, the Zerg is only on 3 base and only has 54 drones, or 58 drones now, but that does help him with how long he can stay on 2 base, but he can't just stay here for forever, like you said. He'll eventually run out of money, he'll eventually not be able to build the higher tech units that he wants and be able to deal with something like a Mutalisk transition.
Yep, and speaking of which, the Spire has been dropped. Mutalisk has of course been great on this map, and with all that gas banked up, it can't be Corruptors, it's got to be Mutalisks on this.
Oh my god, he'll be able to pop so many Mutas. If he already has 1300 and the Spire has another 70 seconds to build.
And with Robotech, it's the perfect thing to go and kill him with. These Immortals, these Colossus, big powerful units that you're dumping a lot of your resources into. Absolutely useless against air. Small Stalker force, sentries help with the Guardian shield, but I mean, he's just hasn't got enough anti-air to deal with 12 Mutalisks coming into his main.
No, not at all. That's the one really main disadvantage of the Robotech, because Stargate can deal with it so well. Phoenixes and Blink Stalkers are really good against Mutas, but the problem is, like you said, there's nothing that builds from the Robo that really attacks up at all.
He has, in response, thrown down double Stargate. He did scatter with a Hallucinate Phoenix, saw the Spire, so double Stargate coming down. He has getting +1 air as well, so who knows if he... I don't know, because 12 meters... Well, 22 meters.
22 Mutalisks, that is...
Yeah,
I mean, his double
was,
Stargate isn't done. 2 Phoenixes aren't gonna help against that.
No, when the Spire was building, it was going to be 12 meters, and then he had some chance, because if you chrono out 4 Phoenixes, you got some Stalkers with them, you can fight the meters.
But 22,
yeah, you can't.
Especially with +1 attack, he doesn't have any cannons up anywhere. These Mutas really could fly in and just kill off all these probes in his main base in like a second.
I think what he'll probably do is run these Lings into the third, just to keep the army there, and then just sack the main completely. Because look at these 2 pylons. 2 pylons powering pretty much all of his tech.
Oh god, it's the almost Artosis pylon. This could be rough.
And tasteless pylon.
Yep, the Tastosis pylon. Especially because if he kills off these 2 pylons, he can't build any more Phoenixes. So there's no way to be able to stop all these Mutas, which there is a lot of.
Yeah, and when you see this many Mutas, you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah, it's a sad feeling as a Protoss player for sure to see so many mutas fly into your base and you only have 4 Phoenixes to deal with it.
Yeah, and I mean, 1 Phoenix has already gone down, 2 have gone down, no mutas have died yet, and they're going to regen their health really quickly, and I don't know what he's going to do to deal with this. Main is going to go down. The army from the 3rd is coming into main. Once he sees that, I think he should try and run in Lings and do a backstab, try and get some many probes. But to be honest, he can fight this army and probably win.
Yeah, I think he could. With the Guardian Shield and the Stalkers would help quite a bit, but I think these mutas could probably kill it all off. I think the reason why he's not doing it, though, is that it wouldn't be very cost efficient. And there is a Zealot Warp in Dabu's main base. This is helping. He's really... I don't think he's killed all the units in this mineral line. No, he hasn't, but he forced all these drones off, so that's really good that he did some counter aggression. Yeah, but he will lose the Warp Prism.
He did. He killed 5 or 6 drones there. But didn't get any tag, didn't really do too much damage. 5 or 6 drones, you're like, oh, SD, and then you're fine again. But, yeah, it's not looking good for Dark Omicron.
He is going up to more Phoenixes and ranged Phoenixes, so if he can get those... a decent amount of ranged Phoenix, he may be able to fight all these Mutalisks, but the problem is they're just gonna hurt his economy so much that he's never gonna get this main base Nexus up.
No, because Phoenixes are good against Mutas when you can kite the Mutalisks, but you can't kite them when they're over your mineral lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Over your tech, and didn't get the pylon before the upgrade finished. That was a shame. But yeah, focuses that pylon down, and no more Phoenixes for a while.
Yep, and I mean, these Phoenixes may have range, but there's also only 2 of them out, so... I mean, it's going to take two Phoenixes years to kill off this many mutas, especially when he's building 8 more every round.
Yeah, and I mean, he saw Scout Spire and went for double Stargate. I think it probably would have been better, given that he had the Twilight Council, to just go straight for Templar. Because when you get mutas in this count, Templar would have been his best friend.
Yep, or even get Templar and some Blink Stalkers up as well, because they may not be able to kill off this many mutas, but they can help pick off a couple on the retreat and stuff like that. So, if I think you're right, that would have been the better decision. There's a lot of cannons here in Photon Overcharge, but it doesn't even matter. He's just going to fight into all of it with all these +1 attack mutas, and he can probably just kill off the Nexus, but...
Stalkers coming and do shoo him away for now, but again, he can just fly around and then go back into the main and go, hey, another Nexus has been built, thank you.
Yep, and they heal up so quickly. Any muta that's damaged will just go right up back into green health pretty much instantly as they fly across. And there is an observer here, so he knows the muta's movement, which is good, but I mean, it just doesn't really matter when there's this many.
No, and he's pushing out with no blink. Not very many Stalkers, so the army comes out and then just has to run back into his base again to try and defend.
I mean, there are 42 Mutalisks out on this map. I don't... Like, look, there's another ball of them hanging out in the natural. I mean, there's just so many that... There's really no way to fight this unless you have Templar or just a gigantic army of Phoenixes.
Yeah, and... I mean, this is the problem that Protoss used to have with Mutalisks and Wings of Liberty, was they weren't prepared for it. If you're not prepared for Mutalisks, it can snowball really quickly.
Oh yeah, because Zerg can build them so fast, and you can only build the Phoenixes one at a time. I mean, it takes 35 seconds for every Phoenix to come out, so Zerg can just go, they can just hold down the M button and just build 30 Mutalisks, and you can't really do it as Protoss. So if you don't have your cannons and your Templar and everything in the perfect position, you can just get killed.
Yep, and back home, the Zerg really isn't doing much apart from building Mutalisks. Now going up to Hive, he has expanded and taken a 5th base, but yeah, 20-minute 1-1 for his Zerglings, and these Mutalisks are just destroying everything.
Yeah, I think he's probably getting that 1-1 in that Hive. He probably wants to finish him off with Ultralisk if he doesn't get him with the Mutas, because there's really no ground army left for Dark Omicron. I mean, he's down almost 100 supply, and there's a huge ball of Mutas in his main base.
Yeah, he's taking out all the Stargates. There we go. Dark Omicron GG's. Lowland Lions beats Mouse Control.